Rogers kicks ass. Also, that's the funniest thing about this, so lower your expectations. There's a feeling that makes itself known to me only occasionally, and that is the feeling of pure, quiet bliss. Not joy and not ecstasy, because those are too passionate. Not contentment, not peace. Those are too neutral. The bliss I'm talking about is a happy medium, most easily understood by cliches. It's comforting, like a child's favorite blanket. Warm, like a well-loved jacket. Light, like the kiss of an autumn breeze. Sweet, like the smell of lilacs. Refreshing, like lemonade on a hot summer's day. And although this feeling rarely finds me, familiar in a way that I can't quite place. I can count on one hand the number of scenarios in which I felt this feeling. A couple times while holding a newly adopted kitten and having her snuggle up to me. Quite a few times reading a good book with a dog's head in my lap on a snowy day and a hot drink in my hand. Far too few times while sitting in silence with someone I loved so deeply and so fiercely that without exaggeration I would have done anything to bring them joy or relieve their suffering. Although I have felt it once more, in a less poetic scenario, while coming out of the theater after watching Won't You Be My Neighbor, the documentary about Mr. Rogers. He was the purest, kindest man I've ever known, and the most beautiful representation of Christianity I could possibly imagine. He is who I wish I could be and who I will raise my children to look up to use his words, I like him exactly the way he was. There is another emotion, though, that sweeps through my body much more regularly, and that is rage. It is driving rather than comforting. It is scorching rather than warm. It is pounding rather than light. It is fiery rather than sweet, intoxicating rather than refreshing, and far, far more familiar. To list the number of times I have felt it blast along its well-worn path through my synapses is far beyond the capability of my memory, so I won't even try. I'll simply give an example. The most powerful state of rage I ever felt was when I discovered that the person I loved so dearly had been assaulted and then consistently abused by someone they trusted, and in that moment I could have killed, without question, without hesitation. And that rage is why I could never be a Mr. Rogers, because his perfection came not only from his kindness, but his calm, his willingness to turn the other cheek, his incredible composure. I cannot maintain any of those. My rage pounds too strongly against the dam I have constructed for the protection of myself and others, and it needs an outlet. So I will give it. Although I cannot be Mr. Rogers, I will wage war against those who would, consciously or not, try to undo what he has done. Who would try and replace kindness with selfish competition, who would tell children that they are not good enough just the way they are, who would preach cruelty and apathy towards the suffering of others, who would try and tear down those who would continue to grow the seeds that he sowed, because although I'm not much of a gardener, I can use my rage to make sure they do their work uninterrupted.